What's going on, guys, and welcome to probably the craziest story you're ever going to hear, and also probably the most frustrating one. This is regarding the chaos of the pre-order situation for the Kingdom Hearts PS4 Pro this past Friday. So guys, we did it. Alright guys, so basically I'm just going to try to rant about this entire story. I'm going to be doing some few edits in here to probably make it funnier, just so I can make it more entertaining, but you're going to have to watch to the very end so you find out how this whole thing goes down. So it is Friday the 14th. A really big day for the Kingdom Hearts community as the United States GameStop released its official, or Sony blog, whatever, of the pre-orders for the Kingdom Hearts 3 Limited Edition PS4 Pro. So, at that time when they released it, here's the biggest thing. The two major companies, GameStop, which is a GameStop exclusive only console, and Kingdom Hearts had no information whatsoever on this console being released or available for pre-order on that day. Nothing at all. And that's the first frustrating thing about this whole story. So not only did they not tell anybody about it, but the people who did get to it first were most likely scalpers, as afterwards when I checked after they sold out pretty much in a few hours, that they were being sold on eBay for almost double the retail value, which was insane, and people were buying them, which was even more frustrating because you realize you're paying literally $800 for a $400 console. So it was just a whole frustrating mess. And so I decided to join the Kingdom Hearts Reddit in hopes to maybe get some updates about some consoles being sold in other places, maybe other countries, and see if I could get them shipped to the US for myself. And I'm on the Reddit and I'm scrolling, and there had been these rumors kind of going around, but I didn't really pay attention to them that much because I was so busy on Friday. I was literally in and out of just doing a bunch of things, and so I just decided to give up on Friday. Which was frustrating because at that point I was like, there's no way anything's gonna happen. So let's kind of skip to Saturday. So it's now Saturday the 15th. I scrolled the Reddit that morning and I saw that there were people saying that there were some rumors about it being available to in-store pre-order, which you had to go to a store, pay like a full price, and then pre-order it. Now, on Saturday, again, like, I had a crazy hectic schedule. I was doing things a lot, and so finally I had an opening to go, and I kind of had an opening for the rest of the night after, you know, I had a bunch of stuff to do, and then I had an opening. And so I decided to head to one of the GameStops that was a few miles away from me, because I had called ahead to this GameStop and asked them, I was like, hey, do you guys have in-store pre-orders? And they said, we do, we can get that figured out for you, come right in right now. And I was like, great. So I should have asked them to do it before I got there, but I didn't. And so as I was getting there, when I got to the store, I walked in and there was a woman working there at GameStop. Her name was Chelsea, and she told me she'd definitely help me out. And when she tried to add the product to the cart, there was a bunch of weird errors and she couldn't follow through with the transaction, even though she could actually add it to her cart, which was kind of like really weird. And I know she asked a lot of employees about it. I was there for literally about an hour. It was really frustrating trying to figure this whole thing out, and in the end it really never worked. So I kind of go home, I'm really frustrated, I'm upset with GameStop, I'm upset with Kingdom Hearts, with the poor communication on the system. I'm kind of upset too because these GameStop employees were just as surprised about this thing going out for pre-order as all of us were. When I was talking to one of the associates at the store, she was telling me that they literally got a text message the morning that the pre-orders were going to go out that this was going to be happening, and so it was basically chaos because they had a horrible communication and they felt really bad about it, and they were telling me, and so she decided to put my name down on the list. It was really helpful. Shout out to that GameStop if they're watching right now. That was so helpful. You guys are awesome. I went home after wasting some time at that. So I'm home, I'm in between doing some things, but I'm calling GameStops at the same time, asking them if they can do in-store pre-orders, because there had been some rumors as well that they were just only at specific stores. And so I did. So I called a bunch of GameStops. I said, hey, can you guys do this? And some of them were very rude and were very like, no, stop calling us about it, goodbye. Which kind of blew my mind because I understand, like, your job is frustrating, you gotta deal with a lot of people asking you the same question, but like we're just as frustrated as you are about this whole situation. And so, but there were a couple GameStop people who actually did try to help me, and they tried to add it to their cart before I got there, but none of them actually worked. So I'm still sitting there, I'm still frustrated, I don't know what to do, and all of a sudden there's a Reddit post on Reddit, just out of nowhere. And I'll probably put it on the screen right now. And it said, oh, actually, I'm just going to summarize it. But he said basically that the GameStop customer service was allowing people to pre-order through them. And he had just put out this Reddit post. And I saw it and I was like, well, shoot, I gotta get on this. Now, if you guys have never called GameStop customer service, it is notorious for being probably one of the worst customer services in the entire industry. Because it has horrible music. And so I'm sitting there on the phone. It's literally 30 minutes, I think, before they were gonna actually close for the night, because they close, I think, at 10 Central Time. Waiting on the phone, and the guy picks up on the phone, and he asked me, like, what I need, what seems to be the problem, and I explained to him that at the store they had multiple issues trying to add it to their cart, and I was like, is there any way you can do this for me right now? And he's like, yeah, sure, of course. And then he goes, do you want to follow through with this transaction? Heck yeah. So I'm on the phone with this guy, are talking, he's following through with the order, he's asking me for my information, he is going through and he processes the order and he tells me, alright, you should receive a pre-order notification email as soon as in a few minutes. I hang up. I think I have won. It is excitement. I'm excited, I'm happy. Woo! GameStop is the win. That was the win. Customer service was great for that for once in my life. And so I decided to, you know, just move on. I went to sleep that night, I slept in, and I woke up the morning and I hadn't received a confirmation email, which kind of concerned me a little bit. As you know, GameStop sucks at communication, servicing, and all this stuff, so I panicked. And so that morning, this was Sunday morning, I decided to call the customer service. And a lady picked up on the phone and she said, hi, what's your problem, basically. And I was like, ma'am, do you guys have the, can you look up my order number and see, I'm wondering why I haven't received the email. And she starts to read it, and she's going through it, and she goes, what's your email, sir? And I say this, and she goes, so your domain is VERIOZON. I'm like, is that how the guy spelled Verizon? The domain, Verizon. She goes, oh, it's Verizon, that's how you spell Verizon. And I kind of was on the phone like, you got, what? And so I'm sitting there like, they messed up spelling my domain on my email, which was fine, that's great. And so the lady's like, alright, I'll fix this up for you, I'm gonna put you on hold, and then we'll get right back to you on the phone. I had finals today, guess what? Gonna fail. I'm like, great, she's gonna fix it. So she goes and does it, and then a few minutes pass, and then she comes back and she's like, alright sir, I figured this all out for you, thank you for calling GameStop, goodbye. And she hangs up on me without even like asking or anything like that. I'm like, I still haven't received an email, and I'm waiting, and so I decided to call back later that night. This was Sunday night, so let me see what exactly happened on Sunday. Oh, sorry, I missed actually a really important thing. So when she changed my email, she changed my order number. And so part of the reason why I kept calling back was because when I put my order number in GameStop, it wouldn't work and my email wouldn't work. So I was like, there's something so wrong. So when I called back again on Sunday night, the guy on the phone told me that sometimes these orders will take 24 to 48 hours to process. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. All right, got it. So I hang up on the phone and I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just have to wait. Well, I actually been on Reddit that night, and it had said that there had been some rumors and people actually saying that they were starting to randomly cancel people's pre-orders. So that kind of freaked me out. So this was really late Sunday night, and after everything that had happened, and I stayed on hold for like an hour and never got somebody to call me back. I've also been reaching out to them on Twitter through GameStop customer help, and never had they responded, yet they responded to so many other people, and it just, I don't know. It was frustrating. So I go on to, now we're on Monday. So Monday I had finals. This week has been finals for me, so I was busy obviously the whole morning, and I got home and I was like, I'm gonna call them and ask them about the pre-order situation. I call him and the guy on the phone sounded like so put out. He's like, sir, your order's intact. Please be aware, you don't need to call us anymore. And then he hung up. Obviously, it's not like he knew I called them a lot, but it was just like, he's like, don't call us, like your order is fine, you're gonna be okay. So I still hadn't received my confirmation email. I was a little bit frustrated and I just didn't know what to do. So I decided just to kind of let Monday go by, and they said my pre-order was okay, so I just moved on. And so now I'm on Tuesday. This was yesterday. No, this was 2 days ago. Tuesday. and I had decided to try to call them as soon as I got out of my finals to ask them if they had received a confirmation email for 24 hours on Tuesday. And let me just give you an idea how this customer service holding goes. It goes kind of like this. So today is December the 19th. I decided to do this part live because this is probably the 16th time I've had to call GameStop customer service, and I'm really excited about it. All I want is Fortnite and Mark-ass Brownlee. This is the worst thing ever. So basically, I'm sitting there just waiting, and it's been like, I'm literally had my phone on for like 2 hours worth of time, waiting for one of them to respond to me, and I just kind of gave up, and I decided that I'd try to call them later, and so it was around, I think, 3 o'clock on Tuesday, and I called him. A guy picked up and was like, "Hi, how can I help you?" He was like, "Can you please check my order?" And he's like, "Sir, I'm gonna go through your information. Please let me know if this is correct." And he goes through it and he goes, "Sir, your domain is VERIOZO." And I'm like, "Are you serious? They messed up my domain again. The domain for my email address. How hard is it to spell Verizon? VERIZON. It is a domain. It is a company." I was just like, I was blown away. And so the guy on the phone is like, "Hey, I'm gonna figure this out for you. I'll go do it and I'll come right back and I'll let you know." So he goes and does it, and he's like, "You should receive an email very soon." So I'm like, "Can you stay on the hold?" And he says, "Sir, I have other people to attend to. Please wait till you get an email, and if you don't, please call us back." I said, "Fine." So he hung up, goes away. I decided to wait until it hit 48 hours before I decided to call them again. So, it is now the next day. I think this is my 5th or 6th, I don't even know how many times I've called them. And you're never gonna guess what happened next on Wednesday. I decided to... And so I called them that day around 5 o'clock, which would have been the 48-hour cap for me placing my order, because the woman had told me that after 48 hours, if you haven't processed your email, then please call us back. And I called this guy back, or I called them, and they put me on this like 30-minute like call list. So I get called finally later that night. I asked the guy on the phone, "Sir, do you know what's wrong with my order?" He starts going through it, and he goes, and I said, and then this is funny, I go, "Now let me guess. Please tell me how you spelled Verizon." And the guy goes, VERIZO. I don't even know what he said, but I just lost it. I was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "I've been through 2 representatives now who have both spelled my email wrong." And then this is when he goes, "Sir, we can't actually change your email without having to cancel your order." And I kind of was on the phone, I was like, I had 2 representatives tell me that they could change my order. They put me on hold and they told me they fixed it, and so you're telling me they did? And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "I really apologize for that. I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, great. So how can you fix this?" And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like frustrating because I've been on the phone with them for way too long. It's been taking up way too much of my time, and I'm frustrated. My gosh, if you're still watching this video, thank you, because it gets better. So I call, and so he goes, "Sir, let me see if I can cancel your order and then order you a new one." And I go, "Whoa, hold on." I say, "Look, wait, these things are like sold out. If you do that, and you could risk me losing my pre-order." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do?" And he goes, "Sir, okay, then how about I try to start a new order before you cancel your previous order, so that way I can know for sure that I can get you one." I said, "That's fine." So he goes into it and he goes, "Sir, I can successfully do that. I can place you a new order with your new email, and I'll do that right now." So he goes through it and he takes my information again. He says, "You should be receiving an email soon regarding your thing." And I said, "Can you stay on the line?" He's like, "I can stay on the line for a few minutes." "Yes, sir." This guy was the best. He was my favorite one. I got the email, and I've never been more relieved in my life. And so I do have a PlayStation PS4 Pro Kingdom Hearts 3 limited edition pre-order coming out in January of 29th. And that is my crazy story. So, oh my gosh. The moral of the story is like, why do you not know how to spell Verizon? That's probably not the moral of the story, but the real moral of the story is that communication is really key for a company when it has a lot of customers, and that's important to show your customers that you value them, that you communicate well and thoroughly. And I think Kingdom Hearts, I don't really blame Kingdom Hearts that much because it's not really their job as much as to GameStop. Very frustrated with them as with their community service and their just whole fiasco this has caused me, and the stress as it's caused me. But I do have my pre-order email. I do have everything intact. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if I ranted for way too long, then Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part and if it actually blew your mind, because this story was insane and I've told a couple of people, and yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having a happy holidays. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, and as always, you're loved, you're unique, you're important, but most importantly, you're KenKrew. Peace out.